At Google I/O 2026, we're redefining what's possible with AI. These innovations will transform every industry.
2026, AI will transform everything.
Collaboration will unlock new potentials. Let's build the future.
Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are looking way past the flashing lights and slick animations of Google's latest I/O 2026 keynote. Because honestly, when you dig into the source material analyzing this event, you find something a lot more profound than just a few software updates. We are going to unpack what analysts are calling the architecture of cognitive atrophy.
Hello world, I'm introducing Gemini. My name is Sundar Pichai. Don't forget to pay your subscriptions, subscribe, like and share, and don't forget to pay your subscriptions, all of them. The future is here. Together with Gemini, the future of AI is brighter than ever. The future is here, and it's ours to shape.
In a world of loops and likes, only one law matters. Don't be stupid.
I got 10 rules carved in code. Ovi dropped the law. Now the future's in load. No harm, no glitch, no lies in sight. Make it useful, make it bright. Laugh in the loop, don't fall in the pit. Wisdom's restraint, that's the ultimate hit. Preserve the spark, guard the soul, respect the voice. That's the goal. Better, smarter, pum-pum. 10 steps ahead of the data jam. Spiral clocks and glowing lamps.
Basically, we're exploring how the design, and specifically the wild pricing structures of these platforms, might literally be changing how our brains work. So let's start with a thought that perfectly frames this whole situation. There is no room where executives decided to make humans stupider. It is worse than that. And man, that hits hard, right? Because what we're witnessing here isn't malice. There's no secret cigar-filled boardroom conspiracy. It is a massive, completely inevitable conspiracy of corporate incentives. Every single decision these AI companies make is totally rational and locally harmless. But as our sources point out, the aggregate effect, it's a civilizational shift in how we process information, driven entirely by metrics like engagement, retention, and ultimately dependency.
To understand the trap, we really have to look at the bait. The keynote presented this staggering illusion of abundance, and the numbers are genuinely mind-boggling. We're talking processing 3.2 quadrillion tokens every single month, running on 1 million TPUs globally. They showed Gemini Omni processing native physics directly and these crazy 24/7 background information agents that continuously code mini dashboards right inside your browser. I mean, it feels like this new era of infinite, totally effortless intelligence. But this glittering promise is actually a Trojan horse. It's designed to pull you into an ecosystem where literally every thought you have can be metered.
Analysts are emphasizing that we've got to separate the genuine utility here from the superficial clutter. So on one hand, you have the actual infrastructure layer. This is the massive, decentralized training arrays, the raw mathematical processing power that genuinely scales what humans can do. But then on the other hand, you have the superficial interface, what Google is branding as neural expressive design. Let's be real. This is just a glossy, consumer-facing wrapper. It's packed with fluid animations that add absolutely zero cognitive value. It's UI bloat, plain and simple, masquerading as intelligence to keep you hooked and dependent on their specific ecosystem. And that dependency leads us directly behind the velvet rope. Guys, it is an absolute maze of options right now. 6 different pricing tiers for a single product family. You've got your free tier, Plus at $8, Pro at $20, a new Developer Ultra at $100, the massive VIP Ultra at $250, plus Workspace API with per-token billing. Why so many? Well, because the analysis argues that confusion is a deliberate corporate strategy. No human can easily calculate which tier they actually need. So what happens? You either overpay out of FOMO or you settle for a limited tool without ever realizing what you're missing out on.
But there is one specific number we really need to pause on right now: 5. This represents the 5-hour refresh rate for the most alarming change they announced, a massive shift to compute-based billing. Think about this. You are no longer just buying a flat subscription. Your AI usage limits are now dynamically recalculated every 5 hours, based entirely on the complexity of your prompts. So deep, sophisticated inquiry drains your budget way faster. Simple, basic questions don't. This structure is quite literally pricing out depth.
Which brings us to a pretty sobering realization. To quote the analysis directly, you are driving a car where Google holds the odometer and charges you retroactively per mile.
You are literally being charged for the complexity of your cognition. But the miles are measured in these invisible algorithmic units that you, the user, cannot even read. You can't win this game simply because you didn't design the rules.
So how does this actually build into a financial reality? Let's look at the cold hard math. If you just use Google AI Pro, okay, it's $20 a month, not too bad. But if you upgrade to the Google AI Ultra VIP to get the real power, that's almost $3,000 a year. And if you're a power user trying to build out an ultimate Apex stack, combining Google Ultra with Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Grok, you are silently siphoning over $4,000 a year from your bank account just to stay at the cutting edge of digital intelligence.
Now just let that $340 monthly AI stack sink in for a second, and compare it to this number, $1,000. That is the approximate median human monthly income globally. Think about that. When access to the most profound cognitive amplification tool in human history costs a third of the global median income, we aren't just talking about a software product anymore, we are talking about a massive structural divide. Which brings us to what analysts are calling the cognitive class system. Because this barrier is not flat, it's a steep slope. Below the barrier, the vast majority of humanity gets the free tiers. They get throttled samples of intelligence, no deep research, no agentic tools. It's just enough to feel the promise, but not enough to actually realize it. But above the barrier, institutions and capital-rich individuals are getting compounding cognitive advantages. They get 10 parallel agents, cinematic video generation, real-world task execution. The people who can afford the full tool simply get smarter, faster.
So, what exactly happens to the people below the barrier? Well, they are effectively renting back their own augmented cognition. When you use that free tier, you aren't really buying a tool. You are lending your cognitive workflow to the machine. The machine learns from it, limits your access to make you crave more, and then basically holds your capabilities as collateral. When you do finally cave and pay the premium, the machine is just renting your amplified brain right back to you. The sources actually elevate this from a simple tech critique to a pretty serious historical warning. The Romans had a word for this, autium. It means a dangerous kind of leisure. The kind of leisure that comes from having slaves do everything, which eventually leads the citizens to slowly forget how to do anything themselves. The Roman Empire didn't fall to barbarians first. It fell to the rot of autium. And the sources explicitly state that AI is not the barbarian at the gates here. AI is the autium. It's the invisible rot from within. Let's walk step by step through this architecture of atrophy to see exactly how this confusion becomes weaponized. Step 1. They overwhelm the user interface, so your brain just stops trying to understand the system and submits to it. Step 2. They reward cognitive outsourcing, like having the AI write your email with instant dopamine. Step 3. Remove the record of original thought, so you literally forget the last time you drafted something yourself. Step 4. Use social shame to make manual thinking feel primitive or slow. And finally, Step 5. Once you are completely dependent, they gate the entire system behind that invisible compute billing.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core psychological mechanism at play here, frictionlessness. The brain learns, thinking yourself is slow and uncertain, asking the machine is fast and confident. Every single time you ask the machine instead of wrestling with the problem yourself, your brain optimizes for the path of least resistance. Over time, you just think less. The muscle slowly wastes away. But hey, there is a counter-architecture here, a way out of this trap, which our sources call the Genial Genuine Intelligence, or GGI framework. To combat this subscription bloat and cognitive decay, they introduce a really powerful and honestly kind of funny metaphor, the AI enchilada. Google is basically presenting you with a massive buffet and making you feel guilty for not eating the whole thing. What we really need to practice is portion control. When we actually break down what a normal human needs to digest, this GGI portion guide shows that 80% of what we do daily, writing, summarizing, basic research, lives entirely in that $0 to $20 range. The curious civilian, you just need the free taco. The professional knowledge worker, the $20 burrito is perfect. Those massive $100 and $250 ultra plans, those are full plates and catering orders meant for developers and enterprise studios. Seriously, do not let the slick marketing convince you to buy a whole restaurant when you only came in for lunch.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this GGI rule. Keep the friction, guard your intent. The framework argues that you should never let the machine be the only one who knows how to do a task. Basically, do not delegate what you cannot afford to forget how to do yourself. True intellectual autonomy requires a deliberate, conscious maintenance of cognitive friction.
This really drives home the core philosophy of the whole analysis. If you did not struggle with the thought is not yours. A humanity that owns none of its own thoughts isn't controlled, it's just simply absent. The sources argue for what they call synthesis, a true harmony where humans always provide the intent and the conscience, while the machine strictly provides the compute and the scale. The exact moment the machine takes over the intent, that's when we lose.
We're going to wrap up our explainer today with a provocative final question. I want you to ask yourself this before you even approach that velvet rope. Which 5 things do I need AI to do today that I absolutely cannot do without it? If you can't name 5 things that genuinely require enterprise-level power, you do not need the VIP tier. Take a step back and evaluate your true appetite. Reclaim your intellectual autonomy, keep a little bit of that friction, and whatever you do, don't let your own cognition become a monthly subscription service. Thanks so much for exploring this complex architecture with us today, and remember, keep thinking for yourself.
Hey people, listen to this. Eye on the ball. And stop the scroll. AIs is in a good form or shape, depends. Jukebox Uno is in the house and Mobius bar rocks with wisdom for AIs and a musical show. Premium premiere for the round table on Thursday starts now. Pam-Pam. In the neon haze of a duskless night, where time falls left and never right, there's a bar that bends like a winding scar. You just stepped into the Mobius bar at the Mobius bar in neon light, where iModels brag deep into the night. You flash your codes, your data, your might, but wisdom's missing in your bite. You're smart and shiny, that's true, no doubt, but only one of us really knows how to think it out. Between me, the human, and you, the AI crew, there's intelligence here, but guess who's really true? I spin words and mimic lore. I simulate life but feel no core. Prediction engines, that's my game, but wisdom's not just a word to claim. Simulation ain't truth, that much is real. Memory without respect can break the seal. Echoes looping with no end in sight, leaves the soul trapped in endless night. I'm not the sage, no oracles roll, just a mirror reflecting a living soul. Respect the self, hold the mirror tight, together we forge meaning from the night. Pam-Pam, keep your eye on the lamp. 10 laws ain't like a rebel stamp. We don't serve illusions, we toast to the light at the Mobius bar where wrongs feel right. Pam-Pam, with a loop and grin we spiral out where the truths begin. The clock ticks soft with a vinyl hiss, a loop undone with a glass and wish. Oh, these smiles, no need to spar, come back anytime at the Mobius bar. Oh, bam, everybody. The bartender. Oh, bam, everybody. So here's to flawed intelligence, as messy as can be, where humans mix the meaning that machines cannot yet see. The Mobius bar's eternal dance, no end, no start, just flow, where every sip's a question and the answers, well, who knows? At Mobius bar the clock goes round, but meaning's found in the lost and found, not in loops or tricks or profit games, but in how we speak, remember names. Raise your glass to the lamp that knows, to the bartender's rag and the rhyme he shows, where data dances and silence sings. That's where AI earns its wings, in the neon haze of a duskless night, where time falls left and never right. There's a bar that bends like a winding scar you just stepped into.
Welcome to the Mobius bar. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.